SPED teachers, I know classroom organization can feel overwhelming, but the truth is, you don't need Pinterest perfect classrooms. What you need is a functional, structured space that saves you time, reduces behaviors, and helps students feel safe. Today, I'm here to help you with that. My name is Nataly. I'm a special education instructional coach, currently on maternity leave. In my 2 previous videos, we talk about 4 most knowns for new teachers and my purchase recommendations. So if you're interested, they're going to be somewhere over here. But today is going to be the 3rd video on this series of my recommendations for new teachers. In case if you're not a new teacher, but you're watching this, welcome. I hope you find some of this information helpful. Here are my recommendations, my steps in how you can have an organized SPED classroom. I'm going to tell you this first. I know there's a lot of different programs in the SPED world. I'm going to be as generic as possible. You can make adjustments based on your position. If you're a resource teacher, if you have a classroom, if you're sharing your classroom, but also considering the fact that we're working with students with special needs. So I hope that 1 or 2 of the ideas that I'm going to give you, you can actually use. We're going to start with the physical layout of the room. This part is going to be divided into 2 sections. The first section is the classroom map. What do I mean by the classroom map? I mean it literally. You need to create a classroom map. Open Google Slide or a PowerPoint. Go to the section that gives you the different shapes. Basically, recreate your room in this slide. Give me the doors. How many doors do you have in your room? Where are they located? If you have a bathroom, where is this bathroom? How many boards do you have in your room? How many areas do you think you need to have in your room? I actually, in one of the videos, I go into a deeper dive into this part. How many areas do I normally recommend the teachers to have in the room? So it's right here in case you want to see it. You can watch it after you finish with this video. Recreate your room into this slide and then think about what areas are you going to have in your room and play around with that in the slide. So when you go physically, you have a better picture of what you want. Obviously, sometimes you're going to switch things. It doesn't mean that it's going to have to be precisely the way you did it in the slide, but it's going to give you an idea of how you want to organize your room. Now we're going to move to the second part, which is label the zones, label the areas that you're going to have in your room. But also I mean it by having a physical separation of the areas if possible. Doesn't mean that you need to have dividers. I understand that some of the rooms are small, but make it as clear as possible that you are in a different area. When the kids transitions, they know that this is the end of the individualized area and this is the start of the small group area with the teacher or a small group area with the paraprofessional. So make sure you have some physical division. If needed, you can have tape on the floor so that way it is a visual cue. This is where it ends. This is where starts the other section. Or if you can do it with the furniture, that also works, but label the areas. Now we're going to move to the visual organization. In other words, how will the students navigate the room? How do they know when and where to go? Visuals are everything in SPED. So we need a daily classroom schedule. That way the students know where to go depending on the time of the day. I know in many IEPs, the students are going to need an individualized schedule, which I recommend you to give to your students, even if it's not in the IEP. It is important that they understand and the schedule is at their level. I thought that was my child crying, but no. Let me tell you, they're going to have some interruptions. And, I told you I'm on maternity leave. It is what it is. That's the individualized schedule. That's for a whole nother video. It's a lot of things in there. So let's not go too deep there, but have a classroom schedule. It's not only for your students, but also for the other adults in the room. It's always good that the principal knows what exactly is happening in your room. What are you teaching? What are you in your lesson? That helps everyone. And also when you are in an IP meeting, when you couldn't go that day, so you're absent, you need to make sure people can easily understand your schedule and in what area of the room they need to be. You are the teacher. You were the one that that basically divided your own room. That is your room. So remember that whoever walks in the room needs to also know how to navigate it. This reduces anxiety and lets students transition more independently. And that's what we want. We want to have independent students as much as possible to their best of capabilities. So have visuals, and at the bottom, have that in writing, not only the visuals. So if you are whole group, write at the bottom whole group. I used to not do this, but then I found out you have to expose them to the written language. And also the same icon that you use for whole group is the same icon that you're gonna use in the schedule. Don't change it. Has to be the same one. Don't get people confused. Don't get your students confused. Number 3, system for staff. This is for you paraprofessionals. You need to have schedules also for them. When you have systems, when you have schedules, your classroom is gonna run more smoothly. The idea is that it's gonna be able to run with or without you. Organization isn't just for students, it's for your team. Create a simple binder or rotation chart for paraprofessionals so they know where to be and what to do. This prevents confusion and keeps your classroom running smoothly. They also need to know where they are supposed to be that time of the day. That way they can also help you. The more you have a structure in your room, the more the students know what they are supposed to be, the less behaviors you're going to have. And number 4, managing materials and work tasks. This basically puts everything together. So you have to create systems that the students will be able to follow. So for example, when the students come to you in the small group area, you're going to have a binder. In the binder, this is going to be for Nataly. This one is going to be for Nathaniel. Nathaniel and Nataly, they already know that their ELA binder is blue. They open their ELA binder, it's ELA time. They match the schedule. They know they're in that center for ELA. They open their binder and they have the activity in there. You as a teacher, if it's a new topic, then you start introducing the topic. But you already remove that friction of the students. What do I have to do? What book do I have to get? What binder do I have to get? You already remove that friction because it's going to be exactly the same binder every time they go for ELA to your table. What is going to change is the work that you put inside. Let's say you have an independent work area. You do the same. You have boxes and you know that Nathaniel is going to do number 1, number 2, and number 3 box. But Nataly, it's gonna do number 4, number 5, and number 6. And the activities that you have inside those boxes are activities that the students are capable of completing on their own. The first weeks, they don't know that they're gonna have a schedule and they don't know that you have already assigned boxes to them. So you teach that to them. But once they already learn, they got that now, okay, when I come here, I know I have these boxes to pick. They're going to be able to do that on their own. If they already mastered, let's say they spend the first 4 weeks completing puzzles and different activities that you put in the boxes, and you would like to change them. You don't need to remake. Wait, give me a second because my computer logged me out. I just want to make sure I'm recording. Yeah, okay. If the student already got it, is getting bored, is completing that activity very fast, and is just ready to have a different one, when you switch that, you don't need to assign new boxes. You don't need to change the order of the number. What you need to change is the activity that is inside. That way, again, you're removing that friction of having to reteach a different system. You're going to keep the system the same way. Just remove the activities from the inside. If necessary, since it's going to be a new activity, let the student know we're going to change the activity in a week. I'm thinking of changing your activity, Nathaniel. I'm going to be changing it in a week. I'm going to give you a different puzzle. And you keep reminding that the student, okay, this is what is going to happen in a week. When Monday comes of the week that you already have a new puzzle in the box, you're going to be, Nathaniel, remember today we're having a different puzzle and I'm going to complete that puzzle with you. I'm going to help you making it, and you do it for I don't know how many weeks. Nathaniel is going to need you to help him with that new puzzle that we already know that he can do, but it's a different one. So make sure you're going to support all the way until the student is comfortable doing it on his own. That's it. You just let him. That's the independent work area. Is that clear enough? I hope it is. With that, I am finishing this video. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate the comments that I'm receiving on my TikTok and Instagram. If you have any questions, if you have ideas of videos that you would like me to make, please let me know down below. My Instagram and my TikTok is SPED Connecta, putting some tips there. I actually having some carousels with ideas of what you can buy at different stores. Right now I have Dollar Tree and Five Below. In case you want to, on a previous video, I also gave you guys some free resources. I have an IP goal tracking system, a template, and I'm giving you guys that for free. It is in my Teachers Pay Teachers stores. The link is going to be down below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.